Here's 23 brand new Minecraft seeds that you have to check out in 2023. Seed 23 kicks off what I'm sure will be an exciting year for Minecraft seeds with a special spawn that is almost indescribable. This unique segment of windswept forest contains waterfalls, secret hideaways, and multiple levels of floating forest. The perfect spawn for igniting your imagination right off the bat. Hang out with the baby turtles while you figure out how you're going to turn this into your home. Or if you're a bad builder, like me, you may prefer the next seed, where there's an unusually positioned home waiting for you right at spawn. Seed 22 begins your adventure on top of a woodland mansion that has submerged itself into a dark oak hill. Follow the village path into a large exposed dripstone cave, where you can find the rest of the mansion and a bravely positioned house. If you'd rather not move into one of these, there's plenty of room back here for your own secret base. The rest of the village sits high up on the hill where you can spot dramatic meadows, dark oak valleys, and even a bamboo jungle surrounding spawn. Seed 21 combines the unique biomes and structures of the desert, jungle, badlands, and nether into a single exciting location. This jungle temple portal village can be found right at spawn, with the desert temple just a short walk away. Choose to explore the warm biomes that surround you or the large spacious caves beneath you. The rest of the desert temple has submerged deep into this aquifer, but there's an even more exciting water feature in the next seed. Seed 20 brings us to the soothing and peaceful atmosphere of a flower-covered meadow crater. These steep meadow walls protect two large lakes from the outside world. The smaller lake is home to a village, while the larger lake contains a pillager outpost. If you manage to contain the pillagers, you'll have a dream build location on your hands. While you plan your next big project, take a walk atop the meadow walls where you'll spot open plains, dense forest, and loads more villages all waiting for you on the outskirts. Let's go from double lakes to double temples. Seed 19 spawns you right next to a coral ocean village that is positioned right in between two perfectly aligned desert temples. Two temples and a village so close together at spawn will give you plenty of looting opportunities to get your adventure started. And in a beautiful location too. Build yourself an underwater tunnel from temple to temple and take in the coral wildlife. Take your treasure and explore everything this world has in store for you. You might not want to adventure far in the next seed because the spawn is too beautiful. Seed 18 spawns you in flat plains with bees buzzing through oak and birch trees, with an ocean in the background. Immediate impressions point towards a simple spawn, but a simple turn of the head changes everything. Your starting field sits right at the base of a ginormous mountain range. After just creating the world, this view blew me away. I can imagine some peaceful farmland with a path wandering off through the valley. Things get even better once you adventure over the peaks. There's so many more amazing views, building locations, and exciting structures to be found. I'll let you do the rest of the exploring. Seed 17 has a cave that is definitely worth exploring, as it's home to a fossil that contains 16 diamonds. Before you jump down into the cave, check out this double desert village, two of the very first structures you'll see in this world, and they're only 20 blocks apart. Right next to the villages is where you'll find a huge tiered cave that is certainly big enough for an underground desert headquarters. Make your way down to the very bottom, where you'll come across an exposed fossil that brought me 16 diamonds. Let me know if there's just as many for you. Seed 16 combines exciting spawn structures with beautiful landscapes, making this an all-round amazing world for your next adventure. You'll begin right in a snow village with a ruined portal and a frozen lake that has collapsed into a dripstone cave. Could be an interesting spot for your starter base under the village. Slide along the ice and you'll quickly come across a pillager outpost and a frozen basement igloo, both surrounded by a backdrop of wonderful windswept terrain. The landscape gets even better in the opposite direction to the spawn village too. There's something about this scene that really caught my eye. The transition from the river's shore, through the forest, and up to the mountains provides a gorgeous spectrum of Minecraft. Seed 15 spawns you by the coast amongst some sleepy foxes, just a splash away from an ocean ruins platform. A short swim around the corner will bring you to some magical mountain cliffs. Between dense dark oak and frozen jagged peaks, you'll find the cliffs covered with exposed lush caves. The caves are spacious and glowing with life. Perhaps bridge the gap between these caves with a lush rope bridge. Climb above the peaks to explore some magnificent mountain valleys. There's plenty more structures and caves to be found around this mountainous spawn. Seed 14 spawns you on a tropical jungle survival island. This might be the most exciting island spawn for 2023 because right next to it, you can find an outpost village floating on the ocean. You can almost jump from your island to this ongoing war between pillagers and villagers. If you want a peaceful island experience, you might need to give this golem a hand. To make this spawn even better, there's also an exposed shipwreck just a short swim away on its very own tiny island. I found a few items in this ship that might come in handy. Seed 13 is a seed that I know a lot of you have been asking for. While there's still a lot of amazing mountain seeds to come, I know some of you prefer some nice flat terrain to start things off. Jump into this world and it's like you're back in 2012. This 2,000 block long stretch of flat plains is full of rivers, lakes, sunflower fields and flower forests. The perfect world if simplicity is what you're after. When you eventually come across some hilly terrain, you'll also find a double village as well as a beautiful meadow valley. Now you've had some peace, it's time to get back to the chaos. Seed 12 has another insane structure cluster that you need to check out. It's a great multi-biome spawn with badlands, jungle, desert, ocean, savanna and plains all visible. You'll immediately notice an incredible 4-structure combination that includes a village, an outpost, a desert temple and a ruined portal. The spawn is topped off by a nice flat area of badlands for building and a shipwreck lake just around the corner. Further away from spawn, this seed also has a large mineshaft cavern worth exploring. Seed 11 spawns you along an amazing stretch of coast with warm biomes to the north and snowy mountain cliffs to the south. Right in between, being towered over by some stony peaks, you'll find a village climbing up a steep valley right next to spawn. It's here where you'll find the exposed dungeon underneath one of the houses. This spawn offers some great building potential too. This cliff plains above the village is begging for an ocean outlook. Or maybe check out this cave that is a ready-made base from where you can watch over your village and develop routes through the mountains or into the badlands. Seed 10 spawns you right next to a woodland mansion, hidden away in an open dripstone cave. Usually towering above the trees, it's rare to find a mansion in a cave like this, especially at spawn. Use it as a base to start an underground survival adventure or carry on up where you'll find a village sitting directly above the mansion. This village sits high up on a meadow with amazing views of the surrounding terrain. You'll spot forests, jungle valleys and even more villages. Up next, we've got another mansion village spawn, but this time it's got a quadruple dungeon. Seed 9 has another mansion buried in a dripstone cave. This time the cave in front of the entrance is super spacious, allowing for an epic secret base. Above the mansion is where things get a bit weird. I've seen structures on the side of mansions, inside of mansions and even under mansions, but it's not often you see a village generate on top of a mansion. It's sure an interesting location for a potato farm, but if you'd rather farm some experience, this seed has the perfect location. Here's the coordinates to 4 different dungeons, all close enough to be joined together into one efficient farm. Seed 8 brings us back to the peace of a flower forest. I think we need a break from the crazy structures for a little while. This flower forest is right at spawn and sits right in the middle of an open-ended mountain valley. With ocean at one end and a colourful flower floor leading to jagged peaks at the other end, you'll struggle to find a more beautiful spawn. This rainbow plain is full of bees and streams leading you up to the snowy peaks. I have fallen in love with this location, but there is an even greater mountain spawn still to come later on. Seed 7 spawns you on a nice section of plains by the ocean with a village up on the hill. This chill start to the game quickly gets exciting with an adventure over the river and through the woods. A swift walk through oak, birch and spruce brings you to a pillager's mansion, an insane combination that will definitely keep you on your toes. There's a great feature below the mansion too. Dig down through the layers of wood, stone and lush to find a double zombie and skeleton dungeon. Close by, you can also find a crazy exposed cave full of aquifers next to a village on the shore of a large lake. Seed 6 has one of the most picturesque village locations I have ever seen. Check out this incredible mountain valley with a ton of exposed caves and frozen peaks piercing the sky. The village is generated perfectly in the most spacious part of the valley. Despite this, you can still find houses climbing high up the slopes. With so many mountain caves surrounding the village and so many amazing valley views, this would be a really nice place to settle. There's plenty to see underground too. Making your way through this lush caves gives you an easy route down to an ancient city. Seed 5 is another useful one for all you that like a mob grinder. This seed has another quadruple dungeon, except these ones are pretty much all joined together. This time you've got 3 spider dungeons and 1 skeleton dungeon to keep you busy. If you're interested in dungeon seeds, make sure you act fast. Dungeons always seem to be the first structures to change location when a new update rolls out. Seed 4 is another chaotic spawn with a mansion, a village, an outpost and even a ruined portal all situated together on this meadow. I don't know how you can even think of where to start with this one. I might avoid the chaos and head over to this large open lush cave. This cave system is a really big one. There's so many directions for you to explore. Seed 3 has even more going on in regards to biomes. This epic multi-biome survival seed spawns you right next to this stony peak crater. This will act as the center hub to your new world, with wooded badlands to the left, snow to the right, and lengthy jungle-filled mountain range in the middle. This variety in this world is really something else. There's a huge badlands mountain that reaches as high as it can possibly go. After you've conquered that, cool down by an ice bikes village and check out all the building possibilities that this seed has to offer. Seed 2 is the spawn you'll never want to leave. It's the biggest mountain dome in Minecraft, and you literally spawn inside of it. The meadow enclosed between the mountain walls is truly gigantic. Would you ever need to adventure over these mountains when you have this much room? You could fit an entire kingdom in here. I'd love to see someone completely fill this area in survival. It would really be a sight to see. There's even a village inside of the crater if you're on Java Edition. The possibilities are endless with this one. What are you going to build here? Seed 1 needed to be extra special to beat that last seed to the top spot. Thankfully, it is home to a feature that is my favorite thing found so far in Minecraft 2023. It's a mountain right at spawn that has been completely hollowed out by a dripstone cave, creating this epic looking cave entrance. The cave system is huge too. I got lost trying to explore it. It's us Bedrock players that get the village benefits this time. There's a plains village that climbs up the left hand side of the cave with a singular house that has made its way all the way to the very top. I'm definitely moving right into this one. Just check out that view. If you had to spend this year playing on just one of these seeds, which one would it be? Good news is, all the seeds from 2022 still work. So if you'd like to continue your seed search, click the next video.